Hello conservationists! Welcome to Practical Conservation! Today I'm going to be doing something different from what I usually do. Instead of doing my usual informative, researched, and thought out topics, I'm just going to talk. So the topic I'm going to talk about today is why I am not zero waste. A big portion of it has to do with the term of zero waste. In my opinion, from the outset, it just seems like an unattainable goal, which it basically is. Let me start off with what I admire about the zero waste movement. So I think it's awesome that people are actually doing things to reduce the amount of landfill waste that they produce, that are seeking out creative ways and also finding out that by doing things like just buying less, have less clothing, for your kids to have less toys, to purchase less food so that you don't waste it because you're not going to make all of that food that you bought. I think that these things are awesome. They're wonderful. And those are the things that I have incorporated into our family's life. I also really admire the focus on finding better packaging. Finding better packaging. So many things are just packaged in a way that is so wasteful. And that's something that I had been thinking about before, but didn't really know what to do about it until the zero waste movement kind of brought some ideas, but also my just discovery of trying out different things. I like that they're getting people talking. I love that people living the zero waste lifestyle are getting people talking about the things that we have, the things that we use, the packaging that we use, and letting people think about how this impacts us and what we can do to change it, and how we don't have to live in a way where we throw out a ton of garbage all the time. There's a lot of really great things about the zero waste movement, and it's one of those things where I want to be a part of it and I wish to be a part of it, but I don't see that as a feasible and possible thing for my life right now. So why do I think that our family cannot live this lifestyle right now? One of the big reasons is because we just can't afford it right now. So what do I mean by that? Now a lot of zero waste people will say, oh, but when you do this, you'll save so much money. Yeah, for the average person, yes, that is definitely the truth. However, for our family, like I said, we already buy very few clothes. We use what we already have until it's worn out. We don't buy unnecessary things. So we're not already spending things in excess. That part came about when we were creating a budget and looking at what we really need and what we do not need, and deciding what to make purchases on from that. Also, when I talk about affording something, I'm also talking about I cannot afford the time for things. Now, another thing that zero wasters will say is, oh, it doesn't take all that much time. Well, I get that in a sense. Once you have something figured out, you've got your method laid out, you know exactly where to go, what to do, and what time you need to do it, yes, it can save you time. The problem is figuring that out. With parenting small children and my husband's job, where he's not home as much as he would like to be, as much as I would like him to be, I just don't always have the time. So what I mean by that, I don't always have the time to drive the 10 minutes that it takes to get to the grocery store that has a large bulk bin selection with with better packaging options when instead I could go 2 minutes down the street to our local Aldi and get veggies that come in a plastic bag, and get frozen veggies that come in a plastic bag, and things like that, because it's more convenient and the price is right for our food budget at this time. Also, it is better for our gas budget, our gasoline budget right now. One thing that I do want to say is I really, really like the people that recognize this issue and are starting to talk about it and are starting to bring it up. My favorite way that I've seen this brought up and addressed so far is by Naturale Chronicles. I'll put a link to her channel. I think she's really great. She said what she's doing is, instead of living a zero waste lifestyle, she is calling it a minimal waste lifestyle. So she's trying to minimize the amount of trash that she produces, but doing it in a practical way. I really like that. I really like that perspective. So thank you. Recently I've been noticing a lot of zero waste people in social media encountering things and times where they just beat themselves up because they notice that that there are times where zero waste is not possible. Another thing that is really popular with the zero waste movement is finding a way to fit all of your trash for the year inside of a jar. One of the things with fitting all your trash in a jar is it's impressive, but it's not always completely realistic. Even some zero wasters admit that their trash jar is not completely realistic and does not accurately represent the amount of trash that they actually did produce. I'll link a blog post in the description about how the trash jar is just BS. Another thing is that we have family and friends that are just so wonderful and so generous, and I don't want to put undue pressure on them to have to live up to the type of waste that we would like to produce. That I don't want them to feel bad because they sent us home with leftovers that were wrapped in saran wrap, or they gave us a gift that ended up being in way more packaging than was expected. I don't want to have to do that to them. The fact that they gave us gifts is so wonderful, and we're so grateful, and we just want to show them thankfulness and gratitude. Now, all this to say, with all of the things that I brought up, all of the issues that I have to say, I don't want you to think or feel that zero waste is bad. The purpose of this channel and the purpose of this video is to say that yes, the world that we live in is not perfect, and the way that the world around us is currently set up makes it so that producing trash is not easy, and in some cases is not possible to produce no trash. The way that we live our lives is try and find ways to reduce our waste, reduce our electric bill, reduce our energy usage. And I want to communicate to you that anyone can do this. It doesn't matter your income level. It doesn't matter how busy you are or how stressed you are. There's always something that you can do. I also started this channel so that people can see that helping wildlife, helping the environment, reducing our waste is not an out there thing. There are simple, easy things that everyone can do. I've created lots of videos that you can refer back to, and I will create lots more that you'll get to see in the future. And the purpose of creating all of these different things is to inform you so that you can see what options are out there and what would work best for you, your family, your lifestyle, etc. So let's all come together, let's all work together, let's all try and find ways that we can all practice practical conservation.